I don't care if you didn't sign up to be a dump truck. It's not gonna change the fact you're still a dump truck. And as such, we got a lot of dirt for you to move. And if you don't like the dirt, we'll make it fertilizer. How's that grab ya? Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. To wrap up our month, we're going to take a look here at Long Haul. Which I'm sure these Constructicons are probably on a fair amount of Transformer fans' Christmas lists. So hopefully those of you here on Black Friday are out looking for one. Or were fortunate like me and found one earlier. At any rate, this is Long Haul. He was sold in a 2-pack with Hook. And like with all the other Constructicons we've been showing off, this year we're also going to cover his Generation 1 form and the Generation 2 form. So this is definitely a nice treat for many of you. At any rate, Long Haul is the guy that forms the lower section of the body, so he basically covers the belly and the waist and hips, but this one also will incorporate the thighs. Long Haul is the one in the group that's the most disappointed with his job. While he understands the importance of it, he certainly does not appreciate it, and he'd rather be in a more action-oriented role than one that involves moving stuff and dumping it out. It's even one of the segments in the cartoon that they actually got right, because Long Haul was quoted in one of the episodes of going, "I didn't sign on to be a dump truck." Interestingly enough, his voice actor is also the same one that provides the voice for Grimlock. So that's always been something that gave my brother a few good laughs. Alright, we'll set the new one aside and we'll take a look at the two golden oldies. Alrighty then, here we have both versions of Long Haul, since they use the same mold. And of course there'll be a third one like this that was done in orange for the Generation 2, but those were a KB exclusive, and I don't have that one. So we won't worry about it. Articulation-wise, Long Haul only has it in the arms. You can rotate his arms almost all the way. It's rather difficult to clear his legs. And given how old this toy is, I do not want to do that. So the arms will rotate almost all the way around. But basically you get enough that you can try to aim his gun. And back in the 1980s, that was good enough for most of us. Now we'll take a look at Long Haul's accessories. We'll start first with his laser pistol. It's just a generic green laser pistol. There's no real frills about it. And as you can see, the Generation 2 version, when he will let go of it, is in the same style. It's just done up in the same yellow color that he comes in. Then we will also have a couple of wings. These pretty much double as a hip shield. And they are hollow on the other side. Although they do have a couple of plastic tabs that stick out, so definitely want to keep an eye on those when you're looking for them. They don't serve much of a purpose, but that tells you it's unbroken. And then lastly, we have what the card contents label as the missile mount. These basically serve as the leg connectors, because Scrapper and Mixmaster connect to these. As you can see, the missiles are in the respective color of the transformer. The G2 version is in a lighter purple plastic. But also, you got to keep an eye out for stress wear on the scrapper part. This tab here, as you can see on mine, it does have some stress wear. It's not broken, but you do have to be careful with it. Alright, now we'll get ready to transform the Constructicons. Okay, to transform Long Haul, we'll first start by shifting his hands so that they point inwards, and then with his arms pointing straight forward, press them into the sides, like so. Fold down his robot head, and come back here and fold over the roof of the truck. Then we can bend him at the torso. Got to do this carefully, I'm afraid of breaking him. There we go. And then we come down here and fold the legs up, like so. And then there we have it. He turns into a dump truck. More specifically, he is a Hitachi DH321 mining dump truck. So he's not like one of the commercial grade ones that you often see out and about. Ones that are used for mining operations are considerably bigger trucks. A good example of one that's in some of the movies is the movie Mr. Nice Guy, Jackie Chan film. Near the end of it, he has to contend with nearly being run over by a mining dump truck. So that's at least the example that comes to mind. And of course, he also has an attack mode. You would take the missile mount, and these two holes at the top, they will line up with the posts that are on the back of the truck, like so. Then you will attach the wing right in between the missile mount on the front here, like so. So that's what those two posts are for. They help secure the wing on there. And then there you will have it. He is now in his attack mode. And here is the Generation 2 one for comparisons. They're interesting to look at. The only downside is then that means he also doesn't have a spot for the laser pistols. So that you got to be careful with so you don't lose them. Now we'll take a look here at Long Haul's card. This one unfortunately isn't in the greatest of shape. So basically up here would have been the parts and down here would have been Long Haul. Flip it around to the back, we got the barcode and the one robot point, plus the mural of Devastator. Then we have the picture, which is the same as on the card, and down here on the tech specs. All the included stuff, how to turn him into the attack mode, then how to turn him into a robot, and how to add the stickers. Plus the robot points and the tech spec. So now we'll look down here at his tech spec card. It's done up in purple to show he's a Decepticon, and it lists him as a Constructicon. The picture, of course, matches the one above and the one on the front of the card. It gives his name as Long Haul. His function is transport, although there are some modern depictions that say it's materials transport. There's a quote supposedly associated with him that says, "A battlefront is only as good as its supply line. Unhappy with unglamorous role, but understands its importance. Helps build Decepticon's massive energy recovery installations. As vehicle can carry 90 tons for 1,200 miles. Use a dual heat-seeking missile mount. As torso module, combines with fellow Constructicons to form Devastator. Can be goaded into fight in which he's overmatched." So that also says he's not very bright as well. We'll see what it says here on his Tech specs, I can read it without the decoder. It gives his strength as 9. His intelligence is 5, so he's borderline. His speed is a dismal 2. His endurance is 9. His rank is 4. His courage is 8. His firepower is 7. And his skill is 4. So he's not even that good at transporting things. He may understand his role, but he's not very good at it. At any rate, let's take a look now at the modern long haul. And here is the modern long haul. And he's been somewhat redesigned from the original Generation 1 version, in the sense that he's not going to entirely form the hip section. He's given this extra trailer unit to help fill in. That's why I say that most of the accessories also go for him, is because a lot of them attach to this trailer. So we'll start off on the accessories by showing off the trailer here. This is an extra piece that'll attach to his vehicle mode, and according to the instructions, it will be used to connect him. It'll connect to him, and then that way it'll all form Devastator. He also comes with a couple of these black boxes, which basically forms an extra weapon for the vehicle. They are both the same, so there is no difference between them. But they basically are the holding units for the fists. You get 2 good-sized hands for Devastator. Does feature finger articulation, but only the 4 fingers can be opened up and moved out. That's about it. And plus we have a 3-piece super wing. We've got these 2 pieces, which will fit onto Scrapper. You basically use these posts that are here on the back side and connect them onto Scrapper's legs in vehicle mode. Plus we have this larger piece, which is meant to be in the center. When you plug the wings into it, this forms Devastator's chest plate. So, not bad. And then of course we have Longhaul's gun. It does bear in shape somewhat to the original, so it is nice they did that. However, one thing I criticize it for is the fact that they made it a 2-piece gun. I don't really see why they had to do that. That just gives it another piece to lose, but whatever. Now, at any rate, let's take a look at Longhaul's articulation. His head can be turned from side to side. It is on a small ball joint, so it will look up and down a bit. You can raise his arm up to the side like so, and the arm does rotate all the way, unlike his original one. You do have to move it out a bit so it doesn't rub against the body, but at least it can do that. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees, and it is on a swiveled ball joint, so it will give you G.I. Joe style battle grip. He cannot be twisted at his hips, again, likely due to his being a combiner. You can spread the legs apart into a full splits. He does have a thigh cut. You can raise his leg at the hip 90 degrees, and you can bend his leg at the knee even greater than 90 degrees. So all in all, not bad on the articulation. Keeps living to put that hand in. Alright, let's transform Longhaul. Start by coming around here to his back. We'll fold out this one piece. So that way we've got it out, and then we take the whole thing and bring it up, but keep it just short of connecting. Come down here to his legs. and bring them together like so, and then bend them at his knees. We'll come back up here to the upper body, pull down the front end of the truck. For some weird reason. Then we come back here to his feet, and they want us to fold in his heels, like so. Then they want us to fold the head down. If the head will fold down. We pop the torso free a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Pop the torso free, then fold his head down and put the hood back in. And while we're at it, we can get the dump truck roof over top of him like so. Then they want us to take his arms, fold his hands inwards. Get them bent here at the elbows. Raise the arms up at the shoulder, and then fold the shoulders down, like so. And then the elbow will separate out, and you can fold it towards the back. Straighten his legs out a bit, because as we fold it back, they will connect here to his hip. And then you can finish the job off by bringing the legs down. And totally forming the dump truck itself. And even though, like the Generation 1 version, you can't really do anything with it. Now for the trailer itself, first to connect it, we gotta separate Longhaul's legs a little bit, mostly to get to these circular holes in the back, because that's where the purple post on the trailer will connect. So you just kind of line it up and connect it in. It is a bit of a chore because it's not really the post isn't very long, so you don't get much margin for error, but there we go. The trailer is now connected on. Then now we would take these boxes along with the hands, because we're going to connect them together. Because the hands are going to go in and they're going to connect to the central hole in here, but while you've got them out, try to also work out the pegs, because the pegs need to be on the bottom. And then you just work them in. Sometimes it may even be easier to rotate these so that you can get them to connect and then bring them up and in like that. That's probably the best way to do it. So we will go with that route. Whoops, wrong peg. Every once in a while I can be silly. I'm allowed to. I put up with Larry. At any rate, once you got them in, then you attach them here onto the back with the holes facing forward so they kind of look like a missile launcher. So then once you got them in, you got these long slots here on the sides. And they will attach the wings from the super wing. You just got to line it up semi-sideways. Alright, there we go. And once we have that, the big piece attaches down here, like so. And then to better his attack mode, Long Haul's gun can actually fit in the side there, just like that. And there you have it. A rather interesting configuration. And of course we'll bring out the originals for a good look-see. So now we get to my thoughts. What do I think of Long Haul? Long Haul has always been a cool character in my eyes. One that does an underappreciated role, but thinks he's bound for glory. Haven't a lot of us been there before? So he's kind of like the everyman of the Transformers. The original ones are iconic, but they also have their flaws, especially with the posts on the wings and the missile mounts. So they need to be watched out for. The modern one, it's pretty good. I do like how it turned out. It does look like a rather solid and sturdy toy. The trailer is a nice touch. I understand its purpose. I may not approve of it immediately, but I'll wait and see how it looks like when we have Devastator. That'll be a bit, because at the time of this filming, I have yet to find Scavenger and Mixmaster. So that concludes my review of Long Haul, both G1, G2, as well as the modern Studio 86. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content we feature on this channel, Larry and I would certainly appreciate some likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. Now next month we're going to take a look at some of my Lego builds. We're going to do one of the most popular side factions in G.I. Joe. We're going to take a look at some vehicles and minifigures that I built for the Iron Grenadiers. So for our holiday, we're headed off to Scotland. So this is Sparkster 1701 saying I will catch you all later.